that you're here, and let's get started. I'm going to enjoy some gum with this as well. And we're going to talk about some interesting facts. Let's get started. The scientific term for brain freeze is phenopalatine ganglioneuralgia. It's phenopalatine ganglioneuralgia, which is very interesting. Canadians say sorry so much that a law was passed in 2009 declaring that an apology can be used as evidence of admission of guilt. As a Canadian myself, I can definitely relate. Back when dinosaurs existed, there used to be volcanoes that were erupting on the moon. That is interesting. The only letters that don't appear on the periodic table are J and Q. One habit of intelligent humans is being easily annoyed by people around them, but saying nothing in order to avoid a meaningless argument. Okay. I don't know how interesting that is, but maybe it's true. If a polar bear and a grizzly bear mate, their offspring is called a pizzy bear. Pizzy bear. P-I-Z-Z-Y. Pizzy. I haven't fact-checked any of this, so bear with me. In 2006, a Coca-Cola employee offered to sell Coca-Cola secrets to Pepsi. Pepsi responded by notifying Coca-Cola. Wow. I guess they got each other's backs. The 10 highest mountain summits in the United States are all located in Alaska. This makes a lot of sense. Nintendo trademarked the phrase, "It's on like Donkey Kong," in 2010. Yep, I think that would be a good business move. Daniel Radcliffe was allergic to his Harry Potter glasses. Oh no. Trouble in paradise. Apparently he had an allergy to nickel. The famous line in Titanic from Leonardo DiCaprio, "I'm king of the world," was improvised. That's pretty cool. A single strand of spaghetti is called a spaghetto. That's kind of funny. Spaghetto. Hershey's Kisses are named after the kissing sound the deposited chocolate makes as it falls from the machine on the conveyor belt. Okay, I can picture that. Princess Peach didn't move until 1988 because it was too complicated for the designers to make her a movable character. I wonder why that is. In English, leaving a party without telling anyone is called a French exit. In French, it's called a partir à l'anglaise, to leave like the English. That's interesting. If you cut a saguaro cactus in Arizona, you can be charged with Class 4 felony and penalized with jail time. Wow. The Buddha, commonly depicted in statues and pictures, is a different person entirely. The real Buddha was actually incredibly skinny because of self-deprivation. I have read that before. In Colorado, USA, there is still an active volcano. It last erupted about the same time as the pyramids were being built in Egypt. Have you ever seen that movie Dante's Peak? I think it's about that volcano, maybe. keys at your head. It increases the remote signal range. What? Does that mean my head is an antenna? Food for thought. Fruit stickers are edible, although the same as any fruit. Washing prior to eating is recommended. The glue used on them is regulated by the FDA. I definitely wouldn't want to eat a fruit sticker. The scientific name for the giant anteater is, this is going to be tough to say, bear with me. Myrmecophaga. Myrmecophaga tridactylia. This means ant eating with 3 fingers. Wow. Astronaut is a compound word derived from 2 ancient Greek words, astro meaning star and naut meaning sailor. So astronaut literally means star sailor. That's very cool. They should have just left it as star sailor, to be honest. That's really cool. The flashes of colored light you see when you rub your eyes is called phosphenes. Whoa. Phosphenes. Interesting. At birth, a baby panda is smaller than a mouse. What? Pandas get so big. Iceland does not have a railway system. I think that's true. I did visit there, and I didn't see any trains. The largest known prime number has 24,862,048 digits. The new prime number is 2 multiplied by itself, 82,589,933 times minus 1. Okay. Forrest Fenn, an art dealer and author, hid a treasure chest in the Rocky Mountains worth over $1 million. It was found approximately a decade later in 2020. Wow. The lead singer of The Offspring started attending school to achieve a doctorate in molecular biology while still in the band. He graduated in May 2017. The world's largest grand piano was built by a 15-year-old in New Zealand. That's pretty impressive. I think I was playing Halo when I was 15. The tongue is the only muscle in one's body that is attached from one end. Whoa. That's very true. Weird. There is a company in Japan that has schools that teach you how to be funny. The first one opened in 1982. About 1,000 students take the course each year. Maybe I should enroll. It might be a good thing for me. The Lego Group is the world's most powerful brand. There are more Lego minifigures than there are people on Earth. Wow. There is a boss in Metal Gear Solid 3 that can be defeated by not playing the game for a week, or by changing the date. Huh. That's one way to do it. The Roman-Persian Wars are the longest in history, lasting over 680 years. They began in 54 BC and ended in 628 AD. Elvis was originally blonde. He started coloring his hair black for an edgier look. Sometimes he would touch it up himself using shoe polish. Ed Sheeran bought a ticket to LA with no contacts. He was spotted by Jamie Foxx, who offered him the use of his recording studio and a bed in his Hollywood home for 6 weeks. Wow. German chocolate cake is named after an American baker by the name of Samuel German. It has no affiliation with the country of Germany. An 11-year-old girl proposed the name of Pluto after the Roman god of the underworld. The voice actors of SpongeBob and Karen, Plankton's computer wife, have been married since 1995. Wow. octopuses and squids have beaks. The beak is made of keratin, the same material that a bird's beak and your fingernails are made out of. I've seen them before. They're pretty crazy. I wouldn't want to get bit. An estimated 50% of all gold ever mined on Earth came from a single plateau of South Africa. Witwatersrand. It's called Witwatersrand. Wow, I didn't know. 75% of the world's diet is produced from just 12 plants and 5 different animal species. Makes a lot of sense. The original Star Wars premiered on just 32 screens across the US. In 1977, this was to produce buzz as they released widened to more theaters. The more you know. The British government coined the slogan, "Keep calm and carry on," during World War II to motivate citizens to stay strong. Posters with this slogan were printed, but never officially issued, and were only unearthed in 2000. Trying to keep calm, and I'm definitely carrying on. Sour Patch Kids are from the same manufacturer as Swedish Fish. The red Sour Patch Kids are the same candy as Swedish Fish, but with sour sugar. Wow. I don't know if I've ever had Swedish Fish. Maybe I have. I'm not sure. The largest Japanese population outside of Japan stands at 1.6 million people who live in Brazil. Brazil, wow. I've never been. IKEA is an acronym that stands for Ingvar Kamprad Elmtard Agonard, which is the founder's name, the farm where he grew up, and his hometown. Wow, I didn't know. In 2009, Stephen Hawking held a reception for the time travelers, but didn't publicize it until afterwards. This way, only those who could time travel would be able to attend. Nobody attended. Oh my goodness. Imagine that. Violin bows are commonly made from horsehair. Wow. There are less than 30 ships in the Royal Canadian Navy, which are less than most third world countries. Okay. The youngest pope in history was Pope Benedict IX, who was 11 years old at the time of election. He is also the only person to have been pope more than once. I didn't know that. That's interesting. There were only 9 developers on the team for GoldenEye 007 for Nintendo 64. That's fascinating. That's a classic game. Johnny Cash took only 3 voice lessons before his teacher advised him to stop taking lessons and to never deviate from his natural voice. Yeah, fair enough. There is an island called Just Enough Room, where there's just enough room for a tree in a house. That's great. People who post their fitness routine on Facebook are more likely to have psychological problems. Where are they getting this from? Wow. Medieval chastity belts are a myth. A great majority of examples now existing are made in the 18th and 19th centuries as jokes. Wow. Very interesting. There is a company that sells mirrors that make people look 10 pounds thinner. Overall, the mirrors have contributed to 54% of total sales for retailers that use them. Okay. There's no period in Dr. Pepper. It was removed because the old logo font made it look like DI:"Pepper. Oh, that's interesting. There is an underwater version of rugby, unsurprisingly called underwater rugby. I did know that. Standing around burns calories. On average, a 150-pound person burns 114 calories per hour while standing and doing nothing. Good to know. Although GPS is free for the world to use, it costs $2 million per day to operate. The money comes from the American tax revenue. Interesting. The human eye is so sensitive that if the earth were flat and it were a dark night, a candle's flame could be seen from 30 miles away. Okay. The color red doesn't really make bulls angry. They are colorblind. I think I knew that. Until 2016, the Happy Birthday song was not for public use, meaning that prior to 2016 the song was copyrighted and you had to pay a license to use it. What? Happy Birthday? Come on. When mice live in the wild, they typically only live for about 6 months. It's a hard world out there. Makes sense. Lettuce is a member of the sunflower family. What? Really? That is hard to believe. A cluster of bananas is called a hand. Along that theme, a single banana is called a finger. A finger. The Hobbit has been published in 2 editions. In the first edition, Gollum willingly bet on his ring in the riddle in the game. Oh wow. Red Solo cups are a common souvenir to bring back from the United States. The novelty comes from the cups being used in many party scenes in movies. Makes sense. Those cute furry bits inside a cat's ear are called ear furnishings. They ensure that dirt doesn't go inside and also helps them to hear well. Very interesting. Scientists discovered sharks living in an active underwater volcano. Divers cannot investigate because they would get burns from the acidity and heat. Oh wow, that's crazy. There are times when Pluto is closer to the sun than Neptune. One of these timelines was from 1979 to 1999. Wow. There's a town in Nebraska called Monowai, with a population of 1. The only resident is a woman who is the mayor, bartender, and librarian. It's a cool job. Kind of lonely. The Ethiopian calendar is 7.5 years behind the Gregorian calendar due to the fact that it has 13 months. Well, that would really add up, for sure. Mercury and Venus are the only 2 planets in our solar system that do not have any moons. Wow, really? Huh. To properly write adjectives in order, you would list them by amount, value, size, temperature, age, shape, color, origin, and material. I wonder what that's all about. Opposites attract is a common myth. People are actually attracted to people who look like family members or those with a familiar or similar personality type. Okay, interesting. Llamas can be used as guards against coyote attacks on sheepherds. Studies have proven that just one guard llama is an effective protector and can even kill the attacking coyote. What? A llama? We're talking like Emperor's New Groove. The unique smell of rain actually comes from plant oils, bacteria, and ozone. The more you know. If you heat up a magnet, it will lose its magnetism. Fascinating. Oh, goodness. Cruise ships have morgues that can store up to 10 bodies at once. The average amount of people that die on cruise ships per year is 200. I guess it happens. Birds are the closest living relatives of crocodilians, as well as the descendants of extinct dinosaurs with feathers. This makes them the only surviving dinosaurs. Jurassic Park. Small as they may be, ladybugs have a unique smell that humans are incredibly sensitive to. The Marshall Mathers Foundation for At-Risk and Disadvantaged Youth was founded by Eminem. Very cool. The author of Mary Had a Little Lamb, Sarah Josepha Hale, is most responsible for the creation of Thanksgiving being a national holiday. Interesting. The oldest unopened bottle of wine was found in a Roman tomb that is over 1,650 years old. I don't think I'd want to try that. Chicken Run is the highest grossing stop-motion animated film, even beating The Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay. More tornadoes occur in the United Kingdom per square mile than in any other country in the world. Really? All that wind. Popularized by Shakespeare's play, many people think that Julius Caesar's last words were, "And you, Brutus." In reality, he said, "You too, my child." Okay. Interesting. Daniel Craig was an anonymous stormtrooper in Star Wars The Force Awakens. Originally, he denied his cameo and claimed he wouldn't bother being an extra in a movie. I have heard this before. Only primates, humans, and possums have opposable thumbs. Out of these, the possum is the only one with a thumbnail. Okay, interesting. Wait, with no thumbnail? I was going to say, I have a thumbnail. What does that mean for me? One of the World Trade Centers was built to be 1,776 feet tall on purpose to reference the year of Declaration of Independence was signed. Cool. The word kimono literally means thing to wear. Ki is wear and mono is thing. Very cool. It snows metal on planet Venus. There are two types that have been found, galena and bismuthinite. Wow. Tic Tacs got their name from the sound they make when they're tossed around in a container. Oh yeah, they do make a Tic Tac sound, don't they? Norway has a 25-year statute of limitation on murder. This means that if the murder happened before more than 25 years ago, they cannot be charged. Oh my god. Several of the facts on Snapple caps have been found to be outdated, incorrect, or exaggerated. Okay. It's not just humans who are right or left-handed. Most female cats prefer to use their right paw, and males are more likely to be left-pawed. Wow. Over 290 people have died climbing Mount Everest since 1922. Most deaths occur because of avalanches, and not all bodies have been recovered. Yikes. A bolt of lightning can reach 53,540 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun, which is 10,340 degrees Fahrenheit. Hot. Wow. 4 Nile crocodiles have been found in Florida. They are the second largest crocodile and are more dangerous than the native crocodiles and alligators to Florida. I wonder how they got there. People setting them loose. The quietest room in the world in Minnesota is measured in negative decibels, so quiet that you can hear your own heartbeat and your bones moving. I think I watched a YouTube video about that. It's pretty neat. Chewing gum boosts mental proficiency and is considered a better test aid than caffeine. Nobody knows why. That's great. I'm chewing gum right now. Per capita, the happiest countries in the world also rank highest in terms of consumers of antidepressants. Oh, that's an interesting one. In Japan, Domino's started testing pizza delivery via reindeer in 2016. Reindeer. Like Santa. Gaming-related accidents increased by 26.5% during the first 5 months of Pokemon Go being released. This included 2 deaths and $25.5 million in damages. Oh my goodness. Wow. In one slow news day, on April 18, 1930, a BBC radio announcer blatantly said, "There is no news." I mean, I guess. If you cut a starfish, it won't bleed. It doesn't have blood. Rather, they circulate nutrients by using seawater in their vascular system. Interesting. Nepal has the most mathematical flag in the world. It even has an article in its constitution that details the steps of drawing the flag. Wow. Bees actually have knees. The expression comes from the fact that they store large buildups of pollen in hairy baskets on their knees. That's pretty cool. Santa Claus was issued a pilot's license by the U.S. government in 1927. They also gave him airway maps and promised to keep the runway's lights on. That's very nice. I like that. The word velociraptor comes from the Latin word velox, which means swift, and raptor, which means robber. Literally speedy robber. Very cool. In Jurassic Park, I feel like they said the word raptor means bird of prey, so I'm not sure where the truth lies. I don't know how accurate this list is. Okay. The group of spikes at the end of a stegosaur's tail is called thagmomizer. Thagomizer. They have no distinct name until the term was coined in 1982 by a cartoonist. It's kind of a wild name. Adult cats only meow at humans, not other cats. Kittens meow to their mother. But once they get a little older, cats no longer meow to other cats. Oh, I wonder if that's really true. I've never heard that before. Disappointment Island is an uninhabited island in New Zealand. Over 65,000 pairs of white-capped albatross live there. In 1868, a steel tanker crashed on the island, which killed 68 people. Oh no. Leaving the 15 survivors waiting 18 months to find a rescue. In 1907, another ship ended up crashing there, and 12 men drowned. Oh my goodness, that is very disappointing. My goodness. Video games have been found to be more effective at battling depression than therapy. Okay. Mona Lisa was stolen from the Louvre in 1911, which drew more visitors to see the empty space than the actual painting. Wow. Amber-colored rear turn signals are statistically proven to reduce collisions by 28%. Interesting. Okay, one last one. Underneath the streets of Beijing, there are over 1 million people who live in nuclear bunkers. Is that true? That's crazy.